All right, happy Labor Day weekend to everybody here. Hopefully, everybody's enjoying the Labor Day weekend. Last preview video that we're doing month by month, we're going into December films today. We'll also talk a little bit about what's happening so far at Telluride and at the Venice Film Festival. We've had a couple of screenings here and there. We talked about a couple of them yesterday for the November preview, but we'll get to some of those as well here today. But first of all, there was one that I forgot to put on the November preview. It was, it's kind of a last minute one here, and that's Todd Haynes' new film, Dark Waters. It's going to come out, they said, the Friday before Thanksgiving. So let me see. That would be November, let's see, 22nd, I believe, would be that release date from Focus Features. And it's kind of has quite a cast in it. Mark Ruffalo, Anne Hathaway, Tim Robbins, Victor Garber, Mara Winningham, and Bill Pullman in it. Mark Ruffalo is also a producer on the film, and he stars as this attorney who's, I guess, kind of like fighting the system, I guess, against a few big corporations and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see about that one because Todd Haynes last time, I think Carol had a lot of expectations. I remember that Oscar morning and really let down. It didn't get into director, it didn't get into picture, it didn't get into I think, did it miss screenplay or no? It missed something like that. Maybe it got in for screenplay, but it missed a few categories we thought it would be pretty clear for, but it didn't make it. So. We'll see if this one pans out better for him. Right now, it looks like they're still finishing up, so that's why it's not on the docket for the for any of the fall festivals here. We'll see if it can get into like AFI Fest when that comes up in November, right before the film comes out. That's probably a likely bet right now. But yeah, it sounds like it could get something like Mark Ruffalo's been nominated a few times here in the past. He got in 2 years in a row for Foxcatcher and Spotlight. So he's pretty popular right now with the acting branch. Of course, Anne Hathaway's won before. Tim Robbins won before. The rest of them I think have, like Victor Garber's never been nominated, and Bill Pullman's never been nominated. But it's like, you get still a pretty good-sized cast there as well. So, yeah, I'd say right now, until we get a first look at the film and all that, it's like it's kind of hard to, put it up front for a lot of categories. But that's one I has recently been added, so I wanted to make sure I included that one for November. Okay, now we'll get to what's happening with the festivals just over the weekend here. So just a little update. Ad Astra's Rotten Tomatoes score, they've added a few reviews, 78% now, so it's a little lower than it was yesterday, but still more of the same there. Marriage Story still holding strong at 100%. I think it's over 20 reviews right now, and they'll have some more screenings coming up, including today at Telluride. In fact, actually, the time of this recording, they'll start that show probably within the next few hours here. Okay, so a couple more Telluride hits here. Judy, the Judy Garland biopic with Renee Zellweger, 100% so far. I think it's up to about 10 reviews right now. Again, a lot of them are just really complimentary of Renee Zellweger's performance, saying it's very much a transformative, natural fit role for her, and that she, one review I read actually compared her footage in the film where she sings, I think it's one of the, not Miracle on 34th Street, Meet Me in St. Louis songs or something for a TV special, and they said it looks just like documentary footage. It's just that good. So, yeah, and Renee, I think, is going to be front and center for that film's Oscar chances. So, I've thought about it a little bit. I had Lupita Nyong'o in for Us, and I've taken her out. Just I loved her in Us, so I would still really like to see that happen. But I put Renee Zellweger into my 5 now for Best Actress. Then Ford v Ferrari also hit at Telluride there. And all the reviews so far have been positive on that as well. I think it's only up to 4 reviews right now, so obviously, that's going to fluctuate as we go on. A lot of them saying it's a big winner for Fox and I guess now Disney and everything. Saying Matt Damon's great, Christian Bale's great, the direction and the editing especially. A lot of people have been talking about the editing, so that might be something that we'll think of front and center for that category for sure. Best Picture, they called it really much of a crowd pleaser film. Comes out in the middle of November, which I think is probably a good slot for that film. That's about the time that like Hacksaw Ridge and a few other of those more high-octane, manly films come out, and usually those do pretty well. So yeah, and it is James Mangold, who's had history with the Oscars as well. So That doesn't, again, not for me immediately bumps it up to Best Picture, but it's definitely in that like top 15 range right now, where it does have a good shot at getting a few more categories in there. Okay, then we have Seberg is playing at yesterday at Venice, and that's 67% right now. That one doesn't have a release date yet, but just a little update on that. Most people are saying Kristen Stewart's performance in that as Gene Seberg is pretty good. Joker at Venice, for the most part, is very wildly enthusiastic reviews about his performance, Joaquin Phoenix's performance. A few people saying the film gets a little pretentious, a little too smart for its own good, a couple of reviews I saw. But most everybody else says it's very politically driven in some ways. Very timely film, but still 86% as of the last checking there on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's doing pretty well. Let's see here, what else? Uncut Gems had a screening last night at Telluride, and just one review on that, but they liked Adam Sandler's performance a lot, so that's another positive there. Aeronauts and Motherless Brooklyn have already screened at Telluride as well, and again, those are still, all reviews are good on both of those so far. Aeronauts, yeah, we'll get into that with the December preview here, but Motherless Brooklyn, I think everybody said was, from what I read, it was, again, maybe one or two reviews saying, yeah, Ed Norton really delivers in this, both directorially and acting-wise, so... Yeah, I think we'll, as we kind of wrap up those festivals and move into next week, I think we'll have more of a better perspective on how the overall reviews are for these films, and we'll keep going from there. But yeah, so far no huge clunkers, nothing that's been hyped up big time and has totally disappointed. So we'll see here. But yeah, we've got quite a few films also coming out in December this year. And we'll see how these all play out. So the first one, I'm again, ass covering move is this Playmobil the movie, which was supposed to come out this weekend, but they've pushed it way back to December. Not always a great move there, but yeah, I would say animated feature, just in case. But I don't have a ton of enthusiasm for it. Okay, next up is Aeronauts. We kind of mentioned this with the other video when they announced Telluride, because this was playing at Telluride, and I think it's also going to be at, it's going to be at TIFF, and I thought I saw maybe a London Film Festival or something like that. But yeah, that one's going to be playing a couple of festivals as it goes into release here. I kind of talked about this one a little bit because they filmed it with IMAX cameras and really wanted, like for a big IMAX presentation, but of course... right now it seems that Amazon, I don't know if they're either displeased with it or it just didn't turn out or how their theatrical screening is going, but they're very much looking to put this into release on Amazon's streaming service as quickly as they can. So let's see here. I think they'll release it theatrically on December 6th. But IMAX has the 90-day commitment, so they so that doesn't fit with Amazon's plans. So now it's like they used all these IMAX cameras and all that stuff, and now it's not even going to play in IMAX. At least not right away. Maybe if they can reach a deal after it's been on Prime for a little bit, if it really takes off and it becomes a big Oscar player, maybe. Maybe then they'll re-release it in theaters, so to speak. Re-release, but like maybe in January or something, it will play exclusively in IMAX or something. Maybe after The Rise of Skywalker has done its deal. I know last time with The Last Jedi, they had that thing where it had to be on their biggest screens, all these big theater chains for like 4 weeks, and it was like on the contract and all that. But we'll see if Disney pulls that stunt again, but if they do, then maybe January would be a good time if this does start to turn into an Oscar player for them to put it into IMAX screens and see if it plays there. But it's Felicity Jones and Eddie Redmayne in this. They're about the biggest stars here. We mentioned Tom Courtenay does pop up, I guess, in a very small role as Eddie Redmayne's father. But other than that, it's pretty much going to be these two, and it's kind of an updated version of like a 50 around the world in 80 days, or I don't know why did I say 50? Yeah, it wasn't that short a trip, but I don't know. The movie's 3 hours. I haven't even tried to watch it, but I think visual effects is a possibility. Just the little preview and stuff I've seen looks like there is a lot of effects in the movie. Sound categories I would say would be a big player. I don't know. We'll see if it can go for. We'll see if we can go for some of those acting categories or not. But right now, I would say probably the tech categories down into effects and sound are probably where that one's going to leave off. Okay, let's see. Where do we want to move to next here? Both of those coming out December 6th. Okay, the next one I have up here is Hidden Life. This one was played at Cannes this year, and it's at Telluride, excuse me. And it's the latest from Terrence Malick. It's all in German, I believe. Yeah. So this will again really play for foreign language film. The cinematography I've heard is by Jorg Widmer is going to be maybe a player here. It's like a 3-hour epic, and they said it looks beautiful. James Newton Howard is doing the score, so that might be something. Yeah, the cast in this again almost exclusively is German. So I don't know the major stars here, but Matthias Schoenaerts is in it, and Bruno Ganz is in it. And Mikkel Nyqvist, or Mikkel Nyqvist, I think is how you pronounce his name. He passed away a couple of years ago, but I guess he shot this a while ago. When was this? Let's see here. I was going to look up summer of 2016. Yeah, so they shot this 3 years ago. So I don't know. I don't know the full story of how it took this long to get to release, but yeah, I was going to say, and isn't Bruno Ganz passed away? Yeah, he passed away this February. So yeah, a couple of cast members there, are no longer with us. But yeah, I know it. Yeah, it did play fairly well at Cannes. It's 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. But again, yeah, most of that praise again goes to like the cinematography and all that stuff. And yeah, Malick has very been hit and miss through his long career at the Oscars. So we'll see if this one is a good one for him or a bad year for him. Okay, next one up, we did mention this one just a few minutes ago, and that's Uncut Gems. This is Adam Sandler's new starring vehicle here, where he's a jeweler, like I don't know if he's a jeweler analyst or like a what do you call him, like a dealer or what you would say there, but evidently he gets in over his head and stuff like that. Yeah, again, I'm kind of waiting to see the previews and stuff to see, just how excited I'm going to get about this one. But so far, I'm always interested to see Sandler take on dramatic roles, because I feel, I grew up with Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison and all those, but, and of course, I can probably quote almost every line from Happy Gilmore. I've seen it so many times, but I'll tell you, when Sandler does go dramatic, most time it works. I mean, Punch Drunk Love, I haven't seen the whole movie, but Rain Over Me, I remember got him good reviews. Funny People, I got halfway through it, and then it was late, and I didn't get back to it, but I liked what I saw so far. And then a few years ago with Meyerowitz Stories, a couple years ago, even though that did go in the comedy category, I thought he had a shot at it, at least the Globes. But this one I'm thinking, just from what I've heard so far and everything, it's more of a drama film. So we'll see if that one really plays for him or not. But like I said, there was the review I've seen from Telluride said that this is amongst some of his better work so far from an acting perspective here. It is A24. It's going to be on Netflix internationally, so yeah, we'll probably, if it leaks out early, that maybe a few people more will see it than they originally were. But yeah, it's Sandler, Idina Menzel, Lakeith Stanfield, and Judd Hirsch. So there's a couple familiar faces in that one as well. Okay, next, and that's for December 13th. For December 20th, we have, this is one of the biggest and busiest weekends for Oscar Fair. First up is, we kind of mentioned it a little bit here ago, and that's Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, Episode 9. JJ coming back into the fold and everything. We've just seen a new preview from D23 and everything. Preview is in not a full trailer, but more along the lines of just a, kind of like a featurette, I think some people called it and everything. But, yeah, I did like The Last Jedi. I'm one of those guys. But I actually liked it more than Force Awakens just because it was different. But this one, yeah, with JJ coming back, I am a little, there's always that little grain of me that says, oh, is he going to try to, make it safe again? Because Episode 7 is basically, story-wise, was a best of the original trilogy. And they just hit all the familiar beats and everything. But, yeah, we'll see if this one can, it's supposedly it's the end of the Skywalker saga and everything. So we'll see if this one can really come to play and make a big impact. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing, like, Billy Dee Williams finally come back. It'll be interesting to see if what they do with Palpatine, who's coming back. Yeah, we'll see how they end the story with these new characters, with Rey and with Kylo Ren and Finn and Poe and everybody. So, yeah, I'm interested in this one for sure. And as far as its Oscar chances, yeah, definitely visual effects, sound categories, score, because again, I think supposedly it's going to be John Williams' last time around on a Star Wars film, which was the four that Last Jedi got. The Force Awakens did get into editing. I think it's the same two editors on this one, on Rise of Skywalker, maybe. Let's say I know one of them is, and that's hang on, let me pull down here. Marianne Brandon is editing this one, but I guess she has a new assistant editor, or Stefan Grube, I think. Yeah, so he wasn't on Force Awakens, but so yeah, maybe editing comes back into play. We'll see if I don't know. It's like we haven't had a Star Wars movie get up to those top categories since the original, 42 years ago now. I'm not sure if this one is the one to do it or not, because it is the last one, but, and this is, Disney and everything, so they'll have that same kind of play with Avengers Endgame, see if they can get that one to crack into top categories, but, again, yeah, it's always kind of tough to say that these films are, automatic Best Picture nominees, because most of the time they're not, but, yeah, but for now, yeah, I'd say definitely those tech categories are going to be, forced to be reckoned with, so to speak. You get the pun. All right. Moving on to something a little different, also on the December 20th, now for something completely different, is Cats, Tom Hooper's latest film. I'll tell you what, I'm taking a gamble with this film. I think it gets 2 nominations, and that's it. I think it gets in for its production design, and I think it gets in for supporting actress for Jennifer Hudson, just based on the trailer. And even that, I'm taking another gamble with that and saying that I have Jennifer Hudson winning supporting actress right now, just as, again, sometimes, like I did it last year with Sam Rockwell for supporting actor for Vice, it's like you just gotta, throw the dart and see if it lands, But yeah, right now my dart is Jennifer Hudson winning for supporting actress for this. She's got the big Memory song, which I know is the one song that people who hate this musical love. And another thing too, remember Tom Hooper. What's he done with his last 3 films? Acting win, acting win, acting win. All 3 with. King's Speech, Les Mis, and with Danish Girl, all 3 had acting wins. So he's the guy right now for that stuff. Yeah, that trailer was less than satisfying, to say it bluntly. It was, some people have been, I remember I sat in and watched, when I saw The Lion King, they played this preview, and there was, while the trailer was playing and we saw the cats, up close and stuff, all those close-up stuff that's in the trailer, there were, the audience I was with was like probably 75% parents and kids, and I could hear murmurings. The kids were kind of turning to their parents like, "What's this? What's going on?" They were a little freaked out, and I don't blame them. This is, personally, I'm not like scared by this, but it's like, it's weird. It actually takes me back, if I can go into my memories for a little bit. Memories, yeah, you get I'm so punny today. I remember I had an old tape. What? Oh, I know what it was. It was The Borrowers, the 90s version with John Goodman. I think the same company had the home release of Cats. It was like they had a special presentation of it or something, and they filmed it. They got all the angles and stuff, and they played the trailer for it. And the people in the Cats costumes in that home release for the Broadway experience or whatever, I remember I would watch that. That would be one of the previews for the movie. I had to skip over that because it was so fucking scary. It was just terrifying. And even I watched that today and I get a little tinge of nostalgia for, God, this is spooky. And it still kind of is because of all that extensive makeup and everything. Here it's CG. It's not full-fledged makeup. But even still, even that, it could get in. If this really hits... If this gets a much better reception than Les Mis did, gets a much better reception than The Danish Girl did, and it's up to the level of acceptance, or, well, I shouldn't say acceptance, but like of respect and of overall excitement as The King's Speech had, and this is Tom Hooper's next big thing there, yeah, then visual effects is definitely in play. Costume design, production design, the sound categories, probably both, because we saw musicals have really been making a comeback in that sound editing category lately, with both La La Land and last year with Bohemian Rhapsody winning that category. So that's 5 already right there. Cinematography would also be in play. I would say if they have an original song, which I haven't heard yet, if they do or not, but if they do, that would definitely be in play. Maybe not for screenplay, but I can definitely see it for, yes, one of the probably supporting actress then for Jennifer Hudson, and then director of picture. This could get up to 10 nominations, but right now I think 2 is the tops that I'm putting in right now, because I just have a feeling this is going to be a big crash and burn just based on the trailer and stuff. But you never really know until it comes out. I mean, maybe this is our biggest surprise. Oh, editing would probably be in there too. Yeah, editing. So that'd be 11 maybe. Yeah, so we'll have to see here. But yeah, I know a lot of people are expecting this to really crash and burn. But and I'm amongst them. I think it's not going to be there. But it's like, that being said, even with the Danish Girl, which had a pretty mixed reception and stuff, that still won for supporting actress and everything. So, yep, we'll see with that one. But yeah, that has chance to go kind of everywhere. All right, next one up is the last one for December 20th, and that's Bombshell. This was the previously untitled Charles Randolph, Roger Ailes film, directed by Jay Roach. And I'll tell you what, the first trailer I liked. A lot of people liked it a little more than I did, but that's fine and everything. I think this is one that not a lot of people are paying attention to. Well, at least they weren't until that last trailer came out. Now I think some more people have got eyes on it. But this seems very much akin to The Big Short and to Vice last year. That's not to say that this is going to play in those comedy categories of the Globes and do very well there. But Charles Randolph was one of the Oscar winners for the script for The Big Short. That's worth mentioning, of course. And Jay Roach did direct Trumbo, which got Bryan Cranston in a few years ago, and he's very much been respected for his TV adaptations and stuff like All the Way, again with Bryan Cranston. I think he did one more like that. It was like a TV movie or something like that. But yeah, definitely Jay Roach has come a long way from those. Let's see, I was going to say, like, obviously the Austin Powers trilogy and Meet the Parents and everything, but didn't he also direct... No, he didn't. Okay, I was going to say he directed the other Mike Myers, I should say. The So I Married an Axe Murderer, but no, he didn't do that one. That's the same guy who did Dinner for Schmucks, that's right. He skipped out in the third Meet the Parents movie to do Dinner for Schmucks. Oh, yeah. He made the right choice, but man, that's between a rock and a hard place, I'll tell you. But yeah, this has got hell of a cast with Charlize Theron, Nicole Kidman, Margot Robbie, John Lithgow as Ailes, Kate McKinnon, Connie Britton, who else is in this? Allison Janney, Alice Eve. Did I miss anybody? Yeah, that's quite an ensemble there. And this is like The Big Short and like Vice last year is skipping the fall festivals, coming out in December. Probably will play at AFI, just from a guess I have, since they have the preview out. That means that they're not, holding... this is Lionsgate's releasing this. They're not holding their cards too close to their chest right now. But I'll tell you what, right now I think this could be amongst, again, a list of that highest, most nominated films on Oscar morning. Because you're looking at makeup and hairstyling for this, because Charlize Theron already, some people are saying, as Megyn Kelly, looks pretty... unrecognizable, and I think we'll see what they do with John Lithgow. We haven't seen him yet as Roger Ailes, but I think he gets nominated for sure. So that's he gets in. I think Charlize gets in too. We'll see, because both Nicole Kidman and Margot Robbie have some other fare out this year. Goldfinch for Kidman, and then of course Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for Margot Robbie. We'll see if they both get in for this or how that's going to go. I think they would both be supporting actress. But yeah, we don't know for sure. Oh, Malcolm McDowell's in this too. That's right. Yeah, he's Rupert Murdoch. Interesting. All right. I keep finding out more stuff about this. But yeah, so yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so makeup and hairstyling, maybe editing. Let's see, who's the editor on this? John Pohl. What's he done? A lot of comedies. Yeah, he's worked with Jay Roach on a lot of his stuff here. Even executive producer on 40-Year-Old Virgin. Okay, interesting. But yeah, I don't know, maybe editing. I mean, Vice and Big Short both got in, and both of them looked like they were just going to be maybe players for some other stuff back in the day. Let's see what else. I don't know about not visual effects, but the costume production design. I'm not so sure on. Let's see. I would say the original. It's going to be original screenplay, so that I would say we get in. Maybe gets one of those supporting actresses in for either Kidman, Robbie, or both. I think for sure John Lithgow gets in at this point. Charlize Theron gets in at this point. And picture, so that's somewhere between 8 and 9 there. We'll see if Jay Roach can do can be the Adam McKay and get in for director again for this, possibly. I mean, like I said, he's starting to make a real name for himself, and he has been nominated for some of his TV stuff. Like, let's see, what was the one he did? Game Change and All the Way. That's right. And I think he was nominated for both times by the Directors Guild. For TV stuff, he was nominated for Emmys for that, if I remember correctly. So he's definitely made a name for himself in that. He's more than just the Austin Powers and Meet the Parents guy at this point. You know, Adam McKay, and I remember we made the argument years ago with Big Short of, do they want to give the guy who did Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, an Oscar? And ended up they did. And last year with Peter Farrelly, do we want to give one of the guys who made Dumb and Dumber and Kingpin an Oscar? And it's like, no, we'll give him 2. We don't want to give him an Oscar, but we want to give him 2 for Green Book. He was producer on that, right? I'm pretty sure he was. But yeah, okay, we can check that another time. So definitely this is another age where it's like the previously, kind of boxed in comedy directors and creators have definitely been rewarded before. So I would not be shocked if Jay Roach does get some love in this for even director for Bombshell here. But yeah, I am excited for this one. I think this is going to be one of my more anticipated for December, very much so. So yeah. Okay, then we'll move on to Christmas Day releases. We've got a few here that we can talk about. The first one, again, this is just to cover all bases, and that's Spies in Disguise. This was supposed to come out a while ago, I think. Yeah, it was supposed to come out in January, and then it was going to be in April, and then it was going to be in September, and now it's set for Christmas. So we'll see if this one gets pushed back again. But it's coming from Blue Sky and Fox, who they'll get into the animated feature category. Yeah. So again, that's right now. I'm not so high on the film's hopes because it has been pushed back so many times. But yeah, maybe landing a Christmas release date. Maybe that's a good sign. Okay, another Christmas release. This is another one that's definitely in conversation for getting most nominations Oscar morning. That's Greta Gerwig's remake of Little Women. We saw last year a remake did very well with Star is Born. Even if it only took home 1 Oscar nomination, it was still leader of the pack for a bit. It was my pick for a little bit. So yeah, I think this one I have in like the second or third place spot for a lot of categories here. Let's see. So Greta Gerwig, I think, is both writing and directing this. She has Sarah Polley is co-writing the script. But yeah, it comes out Christmas Day. The first trailer I liked a lot. Not like a top 5 trailers of the of the year or anything, but definitely a good trailer. Let's see. So with this one, right now I have it getting in for picture, director, lead actress for Saoirse Ronan. I have her out front again this year. It's like I'm gonna keep putting her out front until she wins. Damn it! Because I had her. No, I didn't put her out front for Lady Bird. That's right. But I did put her out front last year for Mary Queen of Scots. That didn't work. So yeah, I've got her out front again this year for that. So that's 3. I think I can get one of those supporting actresses in. So right now I have Meryl Streep in just because it's Streep, and they got to put her in somewhere. Between this and Laundromat, I think this would probably appeal more so to Oscar voters, so I have her in. But that's not to say that Laura Dern also can't get in for this, even though she's got Marriage Story out. And again, just early word I'm hearing is that her case is going to be stronger for Marriage Story than it is for this one, but you never know. She's playing the matriarch of the March family in this, so that's a pretty... I don't know if any of the other screen versions have gotten that role nominated before or not, but I think... I was going to say Susan Sarandon, but no, she didn't get nominated for that. No. That's the kind of role that maybe can get some attention. Let's see. Otherwise, you got Emma Watson, Florence Pugh, and Liza Scanlon as the other 3 sisters. Really, you could make a case for any one of them just based off the trailer because it looks like all 3 of them are doing a good job. Timothée Chalamet, maybe for supporting actor. He's like the lead love interest in this. He had a lot of screen time in the trailer. So, yeah, we'll see if he can maybe get in for this too. So yeah, for sure I have Ronan and Streep getting in, but you can make an argument that this could really fluctuate a lot. I mean, this could be a rare case where we get like 2 or 3 nominations in the supporting actors category. I mean, again, don't quote me on that because we're so far out. But if this really hits, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. And it depends too on the competition in the category as we move along the season there. But right now, I would say just stick with 1 just to be safe. So those 4: adapted screenplay for sure. Costume design, production design are probably gimmies right now. Original score, it's Alexander Desplat, who's won twice, so yeah. Cinematography I can definitely see in. Editing I can see get in. I think, yeah, probably that's 10 right there. I mean, that's a good shot. It's coming from Sony, and like we said, Sony's also got... this is another Sony one, right? We talked about that the other day. Yeah, it's like they've got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and they have Sony Pictures Classics is going to have Pain and Glory, and TriStar has, I think it's TriStar, has Won't You Be My Neighbor, or not Won't You Be, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to make that mistake a few times this year, because we just had the biopic last year. I thought it was TriStar, wasn't it? Yeah, it is TriStar. Okay. So it's like the whole Sony company has quite a few stokes in the fire this year. But yeah, Little Women, I think, is probably going to be front of mind. It does come out, Christmas Day, so that's a good sign there. Okay, the next one up is 1917. This is Sam Mendes' World War I epic. And the main stars in this are up-and-comers, names I'm not familiar with. But you do have Mark Strong, Andrew Scott, Richard Madden, Colin Firth, Benedict Cumberbatch in this as well. So it's still going to be a good ensemble cast. Akin to Dunkirk, just from what I'm seeing here so far, just based on the trailers and stuff. I'm not as high on this film right now as a lot of other people are. I know. I looked already at some of the Gold Derby odds and stuff. This is like third in director and it's third in picture and stuff. I liked the first trailer, but I didn't love it. Yeah, I've said that a lot about a lot of trailers this year, but yeah, but it does have, it's got Roger Deakins shooting it, Lee Smith is the editor, Thomas Newman is doing the score, so it's definitely going to play for a lot of those tech categories. See, Lee Smith, didn't he? Yeah, he just won for Dunkirk a couple years ago, so he's, wait, he did Dark Phoenix? No way. Okay, I didn't know that. I was looking through his resume there. So yeah, those three categories I would say are definite bets. Right now I don't have it in for picture director, but those are definitely possibilities. I don't have it in for screenplay. It's going to be in the original screenplay category, but war films do tend to struggle there. I think Saving Private Ryan got in, for example, but I like War Horse missed for screenplay, Dunkirk missed for screenplay, Darkest Hour missed for screenplay. So yeah, lately the war films have really missed in those writing categories. So yeah, it's not a guarantee for that one. What else? Probably, yeah, the sound categories would be an obvious one. Depending on how visual effects heavy it is, visual effects could also play into there. We'll see if it makes the short list. I think that's a good sign. Yeah, what else? Did I say, production design, costume design, obviously would be a couple more. So this could be a big, again, another one that could be multiple, double-digit nominations and stuff. But, right now I'm not so high on the film's chances right now, just because it is a little ways away and we need to see a little bit more of what's going on. But and we'll see. The second trailer might turn me around and I might start putting it in for some of those top categories. But for now I would say definitely music, definitely cinematography, definitely editing, definitely sound categories. So that would be 5 for sure. And Sam Mendes is another one too. Early on with American Beauty and stuff, he was very much, his films would be top of the mind for Oscar's attention. Since then, Road to Perdition got a couple nominations, and that was it. Jarhead didn't impress too well. Revolutionary Road was all over the roadmap. Skyfall couldn't get in for picture or anything. We'll see if Sam Mendes can make a big comeback with this one. Okay, a couple more here. Just Mercy is also coming out here on Christmas Day, and this is from Destin Daniel Cretton, or is it Cretin? I think it's Cretton. Who's doing? He did Short Term 12 and Glass Castle. He's going to do the Marvel movie next with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. But for now, he's a co-writer on this as well. And it's kind of a story of Jamie Foxx as a death row inmate who's trying to get his appeal going, and Michael B. Jordan is his lawyer. So we haven't seen a trailer for this yet, but it is playing at TIFF. It's one of the few December releases that's playing that early. I'm kind of surprised it's only at TIFF, but it's like, sometimes you got to throw that dart out there. I would say AFI Fist would probably be the next place we see this, or if not, maybe it's a last minute addition to New York or something like that. But kind of odd that it's only picking one of those film festivals. But yeah, it's Michael B. Jordan, as we said, Jamie Foxx, Brie Larson is also in this, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Tim Blake Nelson, Rafe Spall. So it's a good cast, some good cast members there. From Warner Brothers, I should mention as well. Yeah, Warner Brothers doesn't have a ton coming out this year for Oscar Fair. Or at least not that I can recall right now. But because it's kind of fun sometimes, like when this is all done, to just kind of see their list, for what's all coming out in one year. But yeah, I would have to look through it again for everything. So another kind of heavy bet I have right now, just an early bet, is that I have Jamie Foxx actually winning supporting actor right now. He's, an actor, he kind of comes around, and and I can easily see him making the list of actors who get nominated, and like he won for Ray, and then comes back and wins again years later. There's a few actors that do that. And have 2 Oscar wins. I can see Jamie Foxx being on that list for this. I can see Michael B. Jordan easily getting in. We'll see how big a role Brie Larson has, but maybe she gets in for this. I remember when Short Term 12 did come out. I think that was the same year as like Spectacular Now and stuff. So she was definitely on the radar back then, but then broke big after Room. But yeah, so far her performances with Destin directing have been very, very good. At least very well reviewed. I think Glass Castle, like I saw that one. I didn't see Short Term 12, but Glass Castle I know I did see, and I liked the performances of it. But it was very, the pace was all over the place, and the story kind of interested me in some spots, but not others. So we'll see if this one is more like, Short Term 12 received almost unanimous critical praise, so we'll see if this is more along Short Term 12 or if this is more along Glass Castle. But for now, I think it's got some potential there. It could break into picture. That's not out of the question. Screenplay is also be adapted screenplay in this case. And then both Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx getting in are possible. Brie Larson again maybe is a maybe in there. I don't see Destin making the shortlist for director. When I say shortlist, I mean just the 5 nominees. Of course, we don't have an actual shortlist, but and I think this is going to be more contemporary story. So I think it's going to be those tech categories, except for maybe editing or something like that. I think are going to be out of mind for those. Okay. So the last one we have here is Neon's Clemency, starring Alfre Woodard. Showed at Sundance earlier this year, and I thought I saw it on the list for something else. We talked about it once before. Let's see, was it at TIFF or was it... No, I don't... Maybe it was at TIFF or was it Venice? It's at one of these festivals coming up, but Alfre Woodard, I think, again, just from the kind of seeing the short line for this and everything, it looks like she's going to be, again, the big player for this for Best Actress. She's probably in that top 10 range right now for that category. We'll get into my actual picks here soon, not in this video, but another time. Otherwise the rest of the cast is pretty much unknowns at this point, or just up-and-comers, so... that's coming out December 27th, so actually a little after Christmas. I think that'd be the Friday after Christmas or something. But it played very well at Sundance. It's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes so far. So so far I think that one, a lot of people have, definitely are fans of that one. Okay, I think I hit everything here. So, the last one I didn't hit was Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, which again I would put in for animated feature, and the original did get in for animated feature. The first Shaun the Sheep movie did. So whatever the company name is, I forget them. It's Aardman or something. I think the Academy usually likes their stuff. Wallace and Gromit won over a decade ago now, but then Shaun the Sheep movie got in. So I would say it's not out of the realm of possibility for that second one to make it in as well. All right, well, that's wrapping it up for December. The next video I'm going to do, by the way, guys, is just a wrap-up of what's happened already this year for what films have come out that I've seen, or that I've at least, maybe if I haven't seen them yet, I've at least heard about them, and just kind of talking about their Oscar chances as well. Okay, and then after that, we will get into my first official, very early, 100% accurate predictions, obviously, because obviously I'm so damn good at this. But that will be in some of the upcoming videos.